Getting everybody ready in the morning can be a real chore.
You think it's hard for you? You got two. I have a circus going on over here. If we don't get our sleep the night before, it's a nightmare.
Sleep habits are really important and you need to develop them early. If you don't, you could have a real battle on your hands.
This is true. This is why we invited expert and author on sleep, the sleep lady, Kim West.
Kim has all the answers. Today's show is sponsored by Kiko.
Do you mean Chico?
No, I mean Kiko. Kiko has been making premium baby products for over 50 years.
It's so cute.
You can find out more about their products by visiting them online at kikousa.com or by finding a store near you.
It's so cute when you say Kiko. It makes me smile.
Okay, so bottom line, what's the one thing that everybody should really understand about getting your child to sleep well?
Well, in terms of the sleep coaching, the most important thing, the key to success is consistency and not practicing what's called intermittent reinforcement, sort of giving a mixed message. The three ways that we do this is that we put them down and then respond to them inconsistently. Oh, sometimes I feed you, and then if you wake up before midnight, Daddy pats your back, and if you wake up at midnight, I'll give you a bottle. If you wake up at 3, I'll bring you out to the couch, and if you wake up at 5, I'll just bring you to my bed.
Yeah.
Right? So then the child doesn't know what to expect, and they'll tend to cry more.
Right.
Okay.
Right? So that's one way. And the second, that these are things we want to avoid, obviously. And then the second one is that we train them to cry. So some people say, oh, you can't do that's ridiculous. Well, then bring a toddler to a candy store and, say no. And then finally on the 10th time they ask you, you give in. And they
You've taught them to cry. Oh, absolutely.
Right? So that happens with sleep, so that's it. I'm going to let you cry it out. I can't take
That's
it anymore.
That's what my sister did. She let her kid cry for 3 hours. And then when got him, I said, man, you just threw all those hours down the toilet.
That's right. That's right. And then the third one is sometimes I bring you into my bed, and I'm talking about reactive co-sleeping, parents who don't want to co-sleep. They're doing it in desperation. So sometimes I bring you into my bed, but only after 5 a.m. So everybody has a number. 5 is the most popular number. It's the
Is
hardest,
that true?
Yeah, it's the hardest time for us to
guilty.
function.
Totally
You're
guilty.
almost done. You're almost there. Why
Yeah.
would you give in then?
Well, remember your child, unless they're a teenager, can't tell time.
This is what I
Right.
told my sister. My sister's like, I'm only nursing him at night. And I said, he doesn't know how to tell time. It's like saying, I'm only going to nurse you on Wednesday. Why are you telling him that? She's like, I'm trying to cut back. I mean, it's the same thing.
I think, with the because I had early risers and it was painful to get up that early. And so it was just like, I'm just going to sleep a few more minutes.
I find, and I don't say a lot of absolutes because I'm more middle of the road, but here's where I do sort of have an absolute. I can actually give a guarantee.
Okay.
And that is that if you get your child to learn how to put themselves to sleep, they sleep through till 5, and at 5 you give up. Perhaps you decide I'm being too rigid. And that's ridiculous, and you want to, and who cares, and da-da-da-da. And you bring them into your bed, and at 5, let's say you feed them, and they go back to sleep. I can guarantee you it will get earlier and earlier and earlier. I've never seen it not happen.
It won't stay at 5. It'll keep getting...
I have not seen it happen. And believe me, I've pretty much tried everything with families. And because think about it, why wouldn't your child wake up at 2 and say, oh, is this that time?
Yeah.
They don't get
Because
it.
they just come out of sleep and they don't know. There's no clock on their bedside table.
Get your child up at 5, even though I would not encourage you to do that. It's dark at 5. You're confusing the internal clock, and eventually they'll learn to have to go to school and they'll be tired. But if you are going to do it, then I tell you to start the day.
It was mostly, there were some times where I would bring him into bed because I just couldn't do it. But mostly it was getting up, going out to the living room.
Yeah.
Giving him toys to play.
And then you fall back asleep on the couch.
On the couch.
Yes.
I've done that too.
Watching the sun come up.
The only, I always tell parents, think long term.
Right.
I have 5-year-olds who parents have been doing that, and they just get to the point where they get out of bed, go out into the living room, and turn the TV on.
Yeah.
At 4:30 in the morning, and who knows what's on?
Yeah, right.
At 4:30 in the
Well,
morning.
I've learned after a couple kids, I've learned every night when I say goodnight to them after our little bedtime routine, I say, I will see you when the sun wakes up. And you get up in the morning and you see the sun, say hello, then you can come see me.
I think I might have an even better one than
What's that?
Because then if you blame it on the sun, you get a little bit into a pickle at summertime, as an example.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Go to sleep and all the kids are still outside playing.
Yeah, exactly, right, or in Alaska or that kind of thing. I have kids about 2.5 and older. We do wake-up music. So you have an alarm clock, CD player, and you say you have to stay in your bed quietly until the wake-up music comes on. And when the wake-up music comes on, then you can come out and say, good morning.
Yeah, so then kind of just trains them to entertain them. If they're not sleepy enough to go back to sleep, then they at least learn to entertain themselves until they're...
Yeah, and they can get it.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to them getting up at 5 and 5:15 and 5:30 and is it time yet?
Yeah. It would be hard to live your life not knowing what time it is all the time.
Yes, exactly.
So that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I'll try the morning music.
Yeah. For more information about Kim West, the Sleep Lady, go to our website,
mommycast.com.
Habits are really, really important, and if you don't do some planning ahead, you can be in real trouble. This is why we talk to you.